of the letter is on the mystery meeting that changed rap music and obliterated the age I had like 2 record bargains right. And they needed your butt, definitely I owned Puff, Common Puff had like 5 protectors. And this is like one of the main times Puff, at any point halted to address me. Did you feel that this would truly be wearing dresses or honeybees in their hair, whatnot? Underscore underscore. And assuming anything happens to me, after I raise the subject you understand, what it is soon as I left the club, eat a Tracy Wapples. She outside in a seat like I'd come on get in the vehicle. I'm similar to I'm not making an association here. I'm similar to gracious, that is punk vehicle, that is puffy vehicle. Ain't no chance I'm getting in there. In general, the music business is an exemplification of craftsmanship. And keeping in mind that it tends to be astounding in the daytime, when the night comes it is a completely unique story. These aren't the expressions of some irregular observer. God help us, these really came from dynamic members of the business, as per reports, in addition to the fact that forthcoming artists get exposed to various degrees of lewdness. Yet some of them are even constrained similar to shooting extremely unequivocal substance, despite their desire to the contrary, and keeping in mind that discussions of these harsh activities have proactively been making adjusts via virtual entertainment, much seriously upsetting news have come up on it, and surmise which record chief is at the focal point. All things considered, that is correct. In all honesty, seen Diddy brushes, I had like 2 record bargains right. And they needed your butt, definitely I mean taking a gander at the business from the external. You consider this multitude of rappers, streaming up were just marked in view of their ability in making music anyway. It appears to be that ability may be more accessible than we naturally suspect. Yet the things these artists need to do to get marked, that is an entirely different story. Things in the business are purportedly terrible, to such an extent that there are sure customs. Don't get me wrong, every industry has its own ceremonies. Yet for this situation, the customs are supposedly verging on. And keeping in mind that that is totally fine, it turns into an alternate story. When the artists being forced are straight, he win it. That is you telling I'm similar to no doubt I'm prepared, and afterward, before you know it, you're getting welcome to the party with a hello. Is the man crushing it? Hold up, seems to be media outlets probably won't be our thought process, all things considered. And in spite of the fact that it's not difficult to consider this unrealistic, it's more normal than you'd expect essentially. That is the way Puff's name came in with the general mishmash. Diddy likes to depict himself in broad daylight as a devoted dad and family man. Yet his confidential exercises show a totally unique image of the music maker. Numerous occurrences have been uncovered where Diddy would deliberately pursue youthful straight male rappers. He would drive them into performing follows up on him. While he was without a doubt one of the greater names in the rap scene of the 1990s, late disclosures proposes that he may not be direct person, that the vast majority see him to be. These are not simply ridiculous bits of gossip. Even the late rapper DMX openly uncovered Diddy for his problematic way of behaving and abuse of the late child Smalls. DMX unfortunately died in April of 2021, not long after experiencing a coronary failure at Whitefield's Clinic, New York. Anyway, before his unfavorable demise, he left the world paralyzed with some stunning disclosure about Diddy, as per DMX. Big Deal Smalls uncovered to him confidential about Puff Daddy's on him back when he was as yet known as Diddy or Love. A stunning disclosure uncovered a clouded side of the music business, yet the vast majority never get to see. And the hits continue to come. DMX likewise shared a story from his days as an unsigned craftsman, where he nearly handled a record manage awful kid, yet was disregarded for the locks. You realize the locks got endorsed. Before I did, they were a more secure gatherings at DMX, Bat marked them. And you realize it was a gift, and a revile in light of the fact that they were cheerful they got marked. And they were on the Benjamins, however, at that point. He made them jiggy, and put them in suits, and made the splendid verses for himself, and took their distributing them. Take a gander at the time first. and they went to Benjamin. And she was going, however, at that point, he made him jiggy and put them in suits, and made them cause them to compose verses for himself, and took all their distributing, and in a new meeting DMX made a disclosure that Diddy dismissed marking him since he didn't believe the unpleasant writer's hin rapper to be more attractive, despite how a few people are presently hypothesizing that there might be more going on. Inconceivable that didn't turn down DMX in light of the fact that he didn't track down him sufficiently alluring to satisfy his own cravings, after all well-established rumors have flowed for quite a long time, recommending that Diddy has an inclination for men. Thinking about that, different specialists who might have gone through these equivalent things have emerged to talk about their encounters. It looks at that is a very decent possibility DMX film stack you when he was discussing at that point. And in the event that you're not sold on that X's disclosure, there is significantly more from where it came, just that this time the enormous uncovers are coming from Panther squarely in an extended video. The capable vocalist made stunning charges against the music leader, promising to uncover reality, every bit of relevant information, and only reality right guaranteed that she had employed a diversion legal counselor who had worked with Awful Kid around 2003. This legal counselor imparted a disrupting story to her about her time at the Mark. She's an attorney, or possibly she used to be a diversion attorney. I won't say her name. The story is enough. Clearly Diddy had a gathering with vocalist and entertainer Christopher Williams about a demo bargain. The lawyer went to Diddy's office to get endorsement for some desk work, and when she strolled in she saw Williams performing Felicia on Stop. When she strolled in, the entryway wasn't locked, so she didn't mull over strolling in. And when she strolled in she saw Christopher Williams performing Fellatio on Puff. Such an astonishing sight didn't appear to annoy the legal advisor until Diddy brought it up the following day. He purportedly inquired as to whether she planned on telling anybody, and took steps to destroy her life in the event that she did. Panther went off at Diddy, blaming him for involving his power to get Christopher Williams to perform Fellatio for him to get a demo bargain. See Christopher Williams. I don't realize I sermons he needed to sign. I don't have the foggiest idea what happened, yet Puff should be giving him a demo arrangement. And he gave him a demo. Dylan Puma, genuinely like a panther, has her jaws folded over Diddy's head here, as she additionally proceeds to guarantee that he attempted to pursue the legal counselor. And even Wendy Williams out of New York was resolved that Diddy had utilized his ability to compel men into corrupting demonstrations to demonstrate how strong he was. She won't hesitate to express her real thoughts and discuss how he better do whatever it takes not to come after the attorney that strolled in on Diddy, since she was under Panther's security. Panther kept on popping off a jingle, saying he wants to pay compensations to every individual who at any point finished paperwork for Terrible Kid Records. Since there's a decent opportunity, did he mishandle them? Generally, really, these allegations are totally crazy, yet in the event that they're valid, they will mean certain doom for Diddy. Christopher Williams proceeded to answer this outright outburst from Panther in an extremely inquisitive way, for sure nearly causing it to appear as though Puma was lying about everything. See with your own eyes. It's practically similar to Christopher is attempting to dismiss Panther's words as only silly meandering, yet it could just effectively be that Chris is frightened of Diddy's power and impact, and doesn't have any desire to stand in opposition to him. By concurring with Panther, that is an exceptionally normal and sad power dynamic that exists in connections like these, while Diddy is a peculiar man. Without a doubt, unexpectedly odd things turn him on, yet the going gets considerably stranger, as one of Diddy's #1 activities is drawing straight men into his vehicles and causing them to have intercourse with him. Diddy didn't simply do this to some arbitrary craftsman. He did it to rapper Technique Man and owned Puff. Common Puff had like 5 body watches with him. And this is like one of the main times Puff at any point halted to address me. Strategy Man was sitting in a club in La when Diddy moved toward him. Diddy probably been drawn to him since he then At that point, continued to hit on him in a fairly odd manner. I left the club via Tracy Wapples. She outside in a seat like guide, come on, get in the vehicle. I'm not making an association here. And I'm similar to gracious, that is Puff call a puffy vehicle. Ain't absolutely no chance I'm getting in that. __. Rather than talking some more than welcoming technique man to his place like a typical individual, he chose to send another person to fool him into sitting in the vehicle. Maybe this is a game for Diddy, and he appreciates setting these straight men in awkward positions. Strategy man wasn't the main straight man that he had subtly fooled into an awkward position. One more rapper display has approached with his shocking tale that he welcomed him home for a great time frame, and afterward took him clubbing, just to figure out later that this club wasn't a typical club. Rather, it was an extremely unequivocal gay club show, was unconsciously attempting to party and live it up. When somebody called attention to him that the men at the club were kissing, show was shocked yet barely cared about it, until he saw another man moving butt exposed in the club. That is the point at which he understood that Diddy had deceived him and taken him along to a gay club. Diddy has never transparently confessed to his appreciation for men. But on the other hand, he's unafraid of being discovered, going about his dreams out as a matter of fact in confidential gatherings and occasions. He straightforwardly acts gay. And that could very well be on the grounds that he believes eminent specialists should have a thought of what they may be getting into, yet doesn't cause it any less uncommon, even fans all around the world, to have heard the story of Diddy's tricks. And some of them even appear to trust it's a ton more